And hello and welcome back to this. After a long break, we are back with the Racing Pals Skip Barber Championship Round 4 here at the Kyalami circuit in South Africa. 2 weeks ago, there was not a stream at the Sepang track. This is down to an ACC error on my end. For some reason, ACC was sorry, not ACC, AC. Sorry about that. AC was having an issue for me, so it wouldn't let me connect to the server, missing out on round 3. But we are back swiftly with round 4 at Kyalami. Again, our full grid of drivers coming through. Big news is the canoers have a whole new lineup for today's race. From what I hear, Trendboy 2005 is being substituted out for another driver. As well, Trendboy 2005's teammate is apparently being subbed out on a permanent basis for Trev Hummer. Some of you who watch the streams regularly might remember he co-commentated with me on the McBongus 400, also run by Racing Pals. What this might mean for the future, I'm unsure. The Canoers always being a team that stay around the mid-pack, it seems. Which is always interesting to see. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes out onwards. It's Yazid who's apparently dropped out for the Canoers, promoting Trev Hummer from a lone wolf drive up to a full drive. We'll obviously have to see how that goes throughout the rest of the season. The Canoers being Trendboy 2005 and Canoe at the start of the season. Canoe sadly dropped out of the series altogether, the team being named after Canoe. As it goes, Trendboy 2005 being handed the team ownership. He's not here tonight, as I said, being stood in by Abbas, with Trev Hummer being his new teammate. Also, in news as well, there's someone else who's needed a stand-in that I can't quite remember. Oh yes, it's I think, if this is still correct, Jort as well being a substitute as well. Jort being substituted out tonight as well, apparently. Lineup for Penguins being Jort and Milt. Milt is on the grid. Jort, I sometimes forget that Jort is part of the Penguins team because he's never hit. I mean, what? Who said that? Season 2 teams champion. I think also the winners of the best livery champion, best livery as well over the past 2 seasons. I think Chamber 2005 there in the chat, hoping the Canoes does as well. I think as well QP are looking for someone to take over the 119 car of Nook Gibbon, or Hank as he's also known, Transbaconist on the grid tonight as well, so hopefully we'll see QP move up the order. And on the subject of the order, as my ACC changes over, so I'll quickly throw myself start. No, so we're going to wait for a minute and get this. That's good enough. On that subject then, oh, that's the wrong one. Here is the track of the Kyalami circuit. You can see the start there with the kink, which I think is a corner. You move into crow form, the Yoseki Sweep, Barbecue, Sunset, Clubhouse Bend. The S is Likiop, Mineshaft, Cheetah, Ingwe, and then you're done. I've probably butchered all of that. And now for the bit everyone's been waiting for, the Teams and Drivers Championship. So, leading the championship by only 5 points is Ed Costetta, last season's champion, and I'm pretty sure the season before that champion as well. Following closely behind, though, with a 5-point gap to Ed is Darkest, the first of the Spectre Racing drivers, and number 2 machine at 71 points. In third at 61 points, 10 points behind his teammate, 15 points behind Ed Costetta, is Jacob the Snack, the number 85 Spectre Racing car. Moving down the grid, we have Suicidal Cookie for Next Level Racing at 57 points. Milt only 1 point behind Suicidal Cookie at 56 points for the Penguin Virtual Sauce team. Ledger Sloth for Supercritical Racing at 52 points, a 2-point gap between himself and Milt, and then the 5-point gap between himself and Cookie as well, so that's quite close. Tied 7th is Lady Oscar for Penguin Aficionados. that a standing driver? I'm not 100% sure. I think he's raced for both Penguins, Virtuosos and Aficionados. I'm sure Jork will probably correct me if I'm wrong. Tied with Sodnai for Supercritical Racing at 44 points. Boy 2005 for the Canoers, the number 18 machine on 38 points. And now the massive... Okay, I'm going to need to take a deep breath for this. And tied 10th at 37 points, we have Jork, Notley, Deep Cuts, Hoove, Irish Clone, all tied 10th at 37 points. 15th is Chris Bessie, 7-4, Penguin Aficionados, 36 points, so 1 point behind being in that tied 10th. Hopefully we'll see that move around today. I think Hoove is on the grid. Deep Cuts, I think, is also on the grid. Irish Clone, I'm not sure if he's on the grid yet. I haven't had a good look at who's on the grid tonight. 16th is tied between Automated Luxury and Transbakelist, all both on 28 points. Hank, who's not here today for QP Racing, at 25 points, taking 18th. 19th is Sench for Next Level Racing, another driver who is not here today. Sheba is hopping in for him. Cameron Winters, the second Dinoco car, number 83 machine, in 20th at 12 points. Yazid, who I believe has dropped out of the championship now for the Canoers, in 21st at 9 points. And Pedro in 22nd for Wolf Team Racing at 7 points. That sums up 1st to 22nd. I didn't have... Well, sorry about that. I didn't have the rest of the points things because for some reason Streamlabs just gave up. So let's go while we're here. Let's see if we can catch someone, shall we? On the go from the start line to the finish line. If not, okay, we're just going to do this instead. We're going to go on a bit of a track walk. So here is the start finish line, running down to turn 1, I believe it's called. Here is the kink. I wouldn't really call it a corner. Oh, jeez. I wouldn't really call it a corner. Because, yeah, I don't call just random little kinks in the middle of nowhere a corner. It's quite a hot topic in racing, really. If a corner such as this is a corner, I mean, yeah, try turn that to Austria, turn 2 at Red Bull Ring. I always call turn 2 the square right at the top of the hill, but F1 calls it a turn of the kink. It depends on what you define as making up a corner. Here comes someone. We're going to wait for someone to set in a lap. There goes Darkius. There goes one of the Canoers machines. Let's have a look who's going through. It's the Penguins car of Milt going through there. One of the Team Vapors. Also, Jacob the Snap coming through. One of the Y3 Unders. One of the QPs. One of the Wolf Team Racings. And then both of the Penguin Aficionados. One of the blue and black cars. Another Canoer coming through. Here's another one. Another car coming through there, and then one of the Dinoco cars. I think that's Ed Costetta. I could be wrong. Let's catch a look at the number as he turns the corner. Nope. Well, that's answered that question quite well and true, hasn't it? Really. Here comes another one of the Dinoco cars. So one of them, I think, is Ed Costetta. You know, so we've got that going for us. Actually, let's just quickly see who it snaps me to. Let's find out. Okay, here we go. So we're going to ride on board with Sheba here as he comes through the top sort of hairpinny corner. I will get this as the race goes on. Okay, the top thingy corner. Sheba's out. That was 131.308. Some of the drivers saying that the track grip hasn't been the best in the practice session, so we'll definitely see as time goes on if that does improve. You can see a rubbered in line starting to form. We'll have to see now as Sheba comes down, start finish straight. Setting his personal best, so that's something. Also, Discord is having a bit of an unhappy with me at the minute. I am going to be attempting to get it working again. Just be aware that might inhibit driver interviews at the end, as it's not wanting to work. Now the times are coming in, so Milk provisional pole with Lecture Sloth 6.67 tenths behind, with Suicide Cookie in third, Automated Luxury fourth, Shiva, who are currently on board with, in fifth, Abbas, the stand-in canoeers driver, in sixth, Notley for Wolf Team Racing in seventh, Trev Hummer, the new second driver for the canoeers, in eighth, Cameron Winters, the Dinoco driver, in ninth, Trans Bacon is in 10th, Subnine 11th, Deep Cuts 12th, Jake the Snack 13th, and Hoove in a Groove on the move with a groove in 14th. Also, one thing that I will make knowledgeable now is for people in the Racing Pals Discord, there is a bingo card. If you want to go and fill that out while watching the stream, if you're not a driver, then it is right there. I'll be filling one out as the time goes on. There's a few things about the commentator in there as well. So here we go, see Shiva now come down the hill. Last time I was here in commentary, it was for a GT3 series. This two corners here was quite a heavy overtaking spot. Quite a few lines through this right-hander that Shiva's going through now. No, however, there is a part on the card for commentator butchers the pronunciation of someone's name. Which will happen quite a lot. Not so much in the Skip Barbers, because people use their nicknames instead. And then here comes Shiva now completing the lap, comes through with a 207.695, staying in fifth as Darkius sets the pole time with a 205.655. Darkius's car nowadays, you can see, with the cyan tips and cyan wing bits. I guess I'm not an engineer. Wait, no. I'm literally training to become an engineer. Yep, Jacob the Snack moving up to 9th with a 208.543. Trans Bacon is moving up to 10th, 3 seconds off Darkest's time. This is going to mean that Milt is going to be wanting to push there, as we are now switching back to Milt. Let's see how he does here. Coming through Barbecue, I think that is. And hitting the grass on the outside. Cameron Winters staying in 14th with 209.515. I think Milt might have a bit of a problem here on this lap. He did hit the sand on the outside of Barbecue. I literally had the camera on. And look, let's have a look in the T-cam, which we don't use during the race because I substituted for the rear cam. Just a look at Milt's driver inputs. One thing I always find weird about the Skip Barbers, in fact, is the fact there is actually a shifter to the side. It's going to be very interesting. I think these are not Lana powered, sorry, that's just a sponsor on the Penguin purchase, and probably a Fascinado's car as well. I think they're powered by a Mazda powertrain, but I might be wrong. I only know like the tech details of the real ones, which might be a bit different. Over 11 minutes, 45 seconds left. Darkest is still leading Milt. Milt hasn't finished the lap. Quite a long lap here. Really, I think, of a 205.8, I think, being the fastest time so far. What do the blue names mean? Yes. I'm not 100% sure. It might mean they're being blue flagged. I know yellow means they are the cause of a yellow flag. Could be wrong. Milk coming through over 206.56. I'm disappearing there. Let's have a look now as we're going to ride a full on-board lap with Milk now coming into turn 2, which I'm going to call turn 1 because I'm not currently thinking as a corner. Go through turn 1. Oh, you can see the back there getting out. You can sort of see it from our camera. Through turn 2, now the run up to Barbecue, hitting the outside curb, hitting the inside curb as well through Barbecue. Trying to get as close as he can without hitting the grass, because that will slow you down. Now onto the bits of corners I don't remember the names of. Now into turn 4. Long right-hander, which does start to fall away from you as well as you go down a little bit of an incline. hitting the outside curb there, hitting again the inside curb now as he heads up towards the S's, missing the apex really. I think he actually took less power there. Ed Costetta setting a 209.016, so I think that might be his outlap there. Now through the S's. The amount of curb Milt is taking has been kind of terrifying. I hear these things can be quite skiddy on curbs. I think it depends on how you set the car up and how you do over curbs, really. Now around the long sort of hairpinny corner thing. Now running back downhill into this left-hander, which I think we're going to see quite a lot of action through. Actually, maybe not the left-hander itself, maybe up to the right-hander. You get quite a lot of road, really, and I can see some dives occurring. But look, absolutely destroying the curb on the inside now, coming up to the final corner. Let's see how Milt does. It's a 205 point something to beat. Oh, as Milt loses the back right on the last corner. It's a 205.655 to beat. Is Milt going to get it? Not this lap, no. He just got the rear out at the last corner. I think he might have been in, and maybe not with a pole time, but I think he would have been close. Now we're back on board with Sheba. Let's see if we can jump on board with Ed Costetta now. Here is Ed Costetta, who's pulling off. Or he's slowing down, one or the other. We'll stay with him unless he pits. He's letting, I think that's Darkius by. Yep, he is letting Darkius by. You can see who is Darkius by the blue markers. Who's there, running 17th. 7 seconds off Ed Costetta, the resident alien in the Skip Barbers. Previous season champion. Very fast in these cars. He's not going to be setting a pole time this lap. He's already gone over the pole time. However, we will see how Ed Costetta does. We'll sit on the lap with him with 8 minutes just gone left to go. Let's have a look now as Ed Costetta runs down through the kink on the run to turn 1. Abbas there slowing into 4th, 1.1 off of the pole time. Moving Sheba down to 5th. Your top 3 is still Darkius, Milt and Abbas. Sorry, I'm wrong. As Lady Oscar Lynch, as I said that, put in a time that was only 0.045 off of the pole time to slot into 2nd place. Regular stand-in driver for the Penguins outfit as a whole. I think he's been in both the aficionado car and the Virtuosos car. I believe he's standing in for Jort today. Oh, Ed Costetta just missing out on the corner there. Ugh. Also, if people in chat want a specific driver to be shown during qualifying, put it in the chat. And I might. Not saying I will. But I might. Because, you know, I'm nice like that. There goes one of the outfits. I think that might have been Automated Luxury going through. Slowest at all times, please. No. Hoover in the Groove on the move has moved up into 17. 17. There's still Ed Costetta. He's not got many laps left. Ed Costetta is quick, however. It will be better for him and his race, I think, anyway, to start further up the grid. So he's battling Darkius and Milt off of the start line there. But a lot of people have been getting the rear out at the final corner. Darkius setting a 205.485 now is the pole time to beat. Exeter setting a 210.947, staying in 16th. Have a look now on this next lap. How he does. He has got one of the Team Vapors ahead of him. Well, that might provide a tow as he gets a little bit of snap oversteer through the first corner. We now head up into Barbecue, not taking as wide of an entrance as some other drivers have been, in fact. As Deep Cuts spots into 10th and then gets moved down to 11th by Automated Launcher and Jake and Snack. Jake and Snack setting a 207.049, moving himself up to 9th. Doppler there now slotting into 10th as well, at 1.8 off of the pole time. As it was, now we see Ed Costello coming through the S's. Four and a half minutes just over left on the qualifying session. Oh, now we'll see how Ed Costello's going through the timing line. 1.9 seconds off of Darkest's pace through the second sector timing. Ooh. I'm not sure, and this might just be speculation. I could even be entirely wrong, but it looks like Ed Costello might not be in his top form today, as now he comes round the final corner. He's been getting quite a lot of snap overs here. Darkest now setting a new pole time of 205.330. Is now coming across the line. It's not going to be pole. Ed Costello moves up into 14th, pushing Trev Hummer down to 15th. Suicide Cookie moves up to 5th, pushing Abbas down to 6th. Later of Sloth moved up into 4th. Sub9 now in 12th as well. As now we are going to... Yeah, sure, let's switch to Crisp SC7 in one of the Penguin Aficionados car, number 57 machine. English is not my first language, it seems, today. As now he heads through the first corner, sponsored by Yumbo, or Jumbo, or however you say it. Jake and the Snack moving up to 6th place with a 206.443, 1.113 off of the pace of the pole time. Anyway, I think Chris Bestie 7 got a little bit bogged down on the exit of Barbecue there. Have a look. Every car back out on grid. Trev Hummer moving into 12th with a 207.457. 2.5 minutes left in the session. Cameron Winters staying in 15th for 208.403. Actually jumping his teammate as well. I think that might be the first time this season that Cameron Winters will start ahead of Ed Costello. Keep in mind there's still 2 minutes left. Drivers who are not finishing, drivers who have just started a lap, this will be their final lap. Drivers who are really, anywhere towards sector 2 will be able to get one more lap out. So we could see an absolute jumble in the quali time. Could I switch to Trev? Yes, I can. Here is Trev Hummer. In the process of spinning out, it looked like there. As he comes through the S's, taking quite a lot of curb. And oh, he's still there. I thought with how long that he was missing before he had spun. Here is Trevor Hummer coming through the long left hairpinny thing, which I'm going to call it from now on. Trainboy, am I right in thinking that Trev Hummer is a replacement for Yazid at the Canoers for the remainder of the season? It'd be good to get confirmation on that. Yeah, I'm right. 18 cars having set a time tonight, as well with 50 seconds left on the grid. We're going to stick with Trev Hummer for his next lap if he takes the next lap. Currently running in 13th with the other Canoers in 8th place, just behind Jacob the Snack, just ahead of Sheba. Notley staying in 11th, 1.778 off of pole time here as Trev Hummer comes around the final corner, hits the curve on the outside. Let's have a look. He's going to get another lap in. It's not looking like he's moving. So PB staying in 12th with 207.118. putting Trev Hummer in 12th position so far. However, he does have another lap to make it up. Braking for turn 1. Cameron Winters staying in 16th with 208.025. Electra Sloth, Automated Luxury, and Notley not finishing, going into the pits. Trev Hummer there going off at turn 1. Milk going through, currently in second, only 0.026 off. Is Ed Costetta going to set a faster time? 5.356 for Milk. Here comes Ed Costetta now into the final sector. Taking what I'm going to call the divey right-hander. Ed Costetta getting the back out and he goes round. Almost taking, I think that might be Sheba, out with him as well. So that will be Ed Costetta starting in 13th position. Current championship leader by 1 point. Will be starting in 13th position. Imagine if that happened in F1. Now we're going to get a view of the start-finish line. Here comes a few more cars through. There goes Ed Costella. There goes one of the Penguin aficionados. I think that might be Chris Best C7. Couldn't catch a number. So, your starting order is... Actually, we'll do that on grid walk, because I feel like it. But, oh, there goes one of the Team Vapor machines there. Also, weirdly, this keeps happening for the safety car. For some reason, no matter what I do... Now underground, so I'm not sure that's going to remedy the problem. The passenger side doors just always open. Hello, me. Oh, jeez. Oh, my lord. Safety car, kindly liveried as a joke that I made. I made a joke just like, I should be allowed to drive the safety car. And the next thing I know, I've been given a safety car. So that was great. We're going to take a walk down the pit lane there, waiting for the session to finish up, which it has indeed. I'm going to start watching drivers appear on the grid. Minute, I think. It's going to be in a little while. So, remember to put your... Well, really, what you think's going to happen in the chat. I'm curious at what people are thinking is going to occur. Yeah, sure I can do. Because oh, jeez. I keep forgetting control isn't fast. So you have number 18, that's Yazid, and number 87, which is being driven by Trev Hummer. I remember that because Trev asked what his number was yesterday. Let's take a walk down the pit lane. Here is the number 1 machine of Ed Costetta, starting in 13th. Here's Cameron Winters, starting in 15th, I believe. Here's a number 8 car. I think that's being driven by Sheba. It's either number 8 or number 7 driven by Sheba. I can't remember which. Here are the 2 cubic cars. Here is Trans Baconist. The number 500 machine, I think it's Rob Phillips, driving the number 119 car there. Here are the Team Vapor machines of Automated Luxury. And... Yep, I don't have my notepad of names next to me, I do apologise. Here is the Penguin Aficionados cars of Hooven and Groove on the Move in the Groove. And Chris Best C7. Here's the Penguin Virtuosos cars of Lady Oscar and Milt tonight. Stop bullying me, Kieran. Here is the 2 Spectre Racing cars of Darkius and of Jacob the Snack. Here is one of the Wolf Team Racing cars of Notley. Not sure where Pedro is. Oh, jeez. Now we're getting the countdown to the race. Why am I on the grid? I'm not meant to be on the grid. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna go through the grid walk while we wait for the race to start. I didn't click dry. Oh shit. It's fine. I'll retire to the pits. It's fine. So the grid walk. Starting in pole is Lady Oscar. Wait, what? What? Darkius was starting in pole. Okay, I'll just say it as I say it. Starting in pole is Lady Oscar, with Darkius in second, Milt in third, Suicidal Cookie in fourth. In fifth is Chris Pesci 7. In sixth is I Have Abbas. In 10th is Jacob the Snack. 11th is Sheba. 12th is Ultimate Luxury. 13th is Notley. 14th is Trev Hummer. 15th is Ed Costetta. 16th is Cameron Winters. 17th is Subnight. No, I've done that wrong, haven't I? Wait a minute, I can't count. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 13. In 14th is Cameron Winters, 15th is Subnight, 16th is Deep Cut, 17th is Trans Baconist, 18th is Hoover Group on the Move, 19th is Gons, and in 20th is me, apparently, but I'm going to retire to the pits immediately anyway, so I guess the safety car can sit behind. Wait, 4 lights out and away we go. Lights out and away we go. Back to the pits with me. Yeah, I don't care that car controls are locked. There's now a way. I'm going to wait for the camera to work because someone is speaking a different language there. There is Darkius going side by side with Lady Oscar. Are we going to be 3 wide into the first corner? Yes, we are. 3 wide. Suicidal Cookie up the inside. Lady Oscar getting a bit of contact as well. Darkius off track. In fact, as there's contact for Milt as well with number 23 machine. I think that might have been... I'm not 100% sure who that might have been, actually. I'm just going to quickly make sure I've not appeared back on the grid and that I am in the pit lane. In fact, yes, I am indeed. So we're back on board with Milt. Now we're going to move a bit further down the grid. Here is Trev Hummer for the Canoes, currently running in 12th place, we think. No, because driver names cause quite a drop in frame rate for some reason. It's fine, now that the race has started, I can keep up with who's who. But they come through the S's. Cameron Winters has made a move up. I think Automated Luxury went off the track at the S's there. We just saw head. Here comes Trev Hummer on the rear now of Automated Luxury into, I think the corner's called Sunset. Up the inside of Automated Luxury. Is he going to make the move work? No, not quite. He is also under attack from Notley as well as they head into the downhill right-hander. Now we're moving up to Jacob Snack, who's watching Suicidal Cookie and Darkius duke it out. Ed Costetta has moved up to 7th place indeed, yep. He is also on the move behind Chris Bessie. Suicidal Cookie holding second from Darkius now, who is going to look back. Chris Bessie 7 getting a bit loose on the outside of that corner there as side by side. Oh, Darkius gets a bit pushed by Milt. Milt goes round. Darkius goes round. Ed Costetta hits a tyre barrier and goes round as well. Massive damage for the front of the Dinoco car of Ed Costetta. Massive damage, I think, as well for Darkius. Letra Sloth has dropped out of the race as well. That has put Ed Costetta and Darkius down into the rear. Milt only getting out in 6th place, but I think that might be something for the stewards to look at the end of the race. Not 100% sure. However, that has put Cameron Winters up to 5th as well, as promoting Milt into 6th. It looked like that Ed Costetta just tried to save it, really, and go around the outside, taking to the off-track. Darkius looked to just keep coming back, and that was it. One thing led to another. Bang. The walls do not move for no man. As now we're with Ihab Abbas on the rear of Automated Luxury. 4 tenths is the gap. Automated Luxury getting a lock up. Is Abbas going to look up the inside? Not yet. And there's contact. Abbas goes round. Clips the outside wall as well. That's one of the Canoes cars round. Trev Hummer for the Canoes now, the front running machine. As Abbas pulls out on Darkius. Oh! Now we're with Cameron Winters, who's attacking Mill. Absolute drama in the first 2 laps. Training Boy 2005, the team manager for the Canoers, probably hating his night already. As now we're with Cameron Winters, who is chasing down the rear of Mill. Is he going to try up the inside of the long right-hander? No, he's not. Staying behind for now, but it looks like he got a tighter exit. In fact, as I'm going to switch this now to the rear camera, just in case I ever need it. Mill there taking quite a lot of curb through that right-hander, second to last corner. Now we can see the slowness of the final corner. It's been putting the back of the cards out. Cookie with the fastest up of 6.774. However, that's probably going to be taken by other people a bit later on. Trev Hummer's round as well at the final corner. That's Trev Hummer round as well. Probably just lost the back with a bit too much throttle. So that's Trev Hummer and Abbas both having issues this lap, going in 17th and 18th. Respectively. Ed Costetta now back on the move. There's a 4-car pack here. Ed Costetta moving out into 11th place. I think the spin for Trev Hummer might have caused some issues a bit further down the grid. Ed Costetta moving from second to last now up to 11th position. Darkest also in the rear of that combat, side by side with Trans-Baconist, I think that is, or it's Gons. I think it might be Gons. In fact, it's one of the Cubic cars and they're both there, so I'm gonna hope. I mean, the Cubic cars you can see are running almost side by side now as Darkest comes down the long right-hander. You can see the packs are starting to form. This is the intermediates as Darkest goes up the rear of Subnight. Both drivers going around. Oh, the Cubic car of Trans-Baconist is caught up in it as well. Absolute dramas. Absolute dramas are happening. Darkest, I think, just couldn't get the car slowed down in time. Took out the rear of Subnight as well. And I think that's just going to keep adding to the damage that's already on the front of that number 2 Spectre Racing machine. Now, however, Subnight will be under attack from Trev Hummer. As we're getting the call for a battle up ahead. It's Milt on Jake and a snack. Just under 4/10 is the gap. They head through the second to last corner. Now the last corner. You can also see Cameron Winters just behind as well. He could capitalise on a collision as Jake and a snack goes wide out the last corner and Milt makes a move look very easy up the inside there. However, now Jake and a snack is going to have the slipstream as they head down through the kink towards the first actual corner. They're side by side into turn 1. You need to get the move done first because otherwise you'll have vision in turn 2. Milt getting the rear out quite a bit and they make side by side contact through the first corner. Well, what else is new? Sorry. Jake and Snack seems to have gotten ahead. Oh, Milt having to take evasive action from the rear of Jaker's car. Ed has also crashed, apparently. Oh dear. Ed Costello now down into 15th with Subnight just behind. Is Subnight going to go for a move down the inside of the first corner? No. Not quite. Ed Costello now down in 15th. Darkest ahead in 14th. 7.5 seconds just under is the gap. I mean, the front and side of that Dinoco car doesn't look good. We're moving up now to Darkest, who's side by side with Abbas. Oh, he's gotten ahead for now. Abbas is quite close. However, this could be a move. There's quite a lot of damage on Darkest's car as well. Abbas is staying close to the rear. Darkest hit the grass on the inside. Apparently, Ed had a tangle with Deep Cuts, so that was very interesting to know. Thank you for that, train boy, mate. As Darkest is now chasing the rear of Trans-Baconist. Your top 3 is currently Lady Oscar, Suicide Cookie, and Crisp SC7. Oh, as Trans-Baconist has a bit of a lock up there through the top of Hill Hairpin. Not Milt. Darkest making the move on Trans-Baconist, but so too has Abbas as well. Oh, Abbas going round there to try and defend. as they head through the right-hander. Darkus gets the back of the car a bit loose as well. We're now on board with Abbas. But look, is he going to try and move into the final corner? No, he's staying behind for now. Darkus, this is currently the battle for 12th. Have a look as they head through the first corner. Jacob Snack and Cameron Winters trading positions up ahead as well. We may switch to that depending on how this battle goes. Let's have a look. Is Abbas going to have an attempt into the first corner? You can see him looking, but no, not quite. Not quite making the move yet. Oh, sorry about that. There's now with Cameron Winters, who's chasing the back of Jacob Snack. New signing for Vector Racing this season. But you can just see how much they like to get the back out through the start of the S's as well. As long as you can catch the guy, it might be quick. Jacob Snack also taking a bit of sand on the exit of the S's there, I could see. You can also see that's the case by the fact that Cameron Winters has closed the gap by about 2/10 through the S's as well. He's going to be very much within drafting distance now of Jacob Snack. Also keep in mind that Jacob Snack comes in multiple different sizes and flavours. Also available from other name brand supermarkets, as Cameron Winters almost tries to go up the inside there of the right-hander into the start of Sector 3. Jacob Snack is staying ahead, however, as they head up towards the final corner. Dark is also behind, making a move for 11th. Now he's got to catch up to Hoove in a groove on the move. Have a look, as now we're on with Gons, Mr. Rob Phillips. Number 119 QP machine. Quite a lot of drivers going very wide on the exit of the final corner. It must be the quickest line. I'm not sure how AC does track limits, but with the way that I know track limits, that's probably a bit erring on the side of caution there. Hector Stedders are also setting his PB of a 206.990, not the race fastest lap so far. As he's currently down in 15th. Not been a good race for our current championship leader. Hell, not really been a good race for first and second in the championship so far. If we're being completely honest here. As we are currently just waiting. Let's get a quick look. So, Hector Stetter in the lead of the championship with Darkus in second. Jacob Snack third. Suicide Cooking in fourth. Milton fifth and Ledger Sloth in sixth. So that's really got to say it. That really just says all you really need to know about how the race has been going for our championship standings so far. Darkus there just ahead, you can see making the move on Hoove and a groove on the move. We're currently staying with Abbas and Gons, as Abbas is closing the gap between himself and Gons. 32.5 minutes just over left in the race as well. I think really a highlight reel could have been made off of the first 10 minutes of the race, if we're being completely honest. An absolute action-packed, drama-filled first 10 minutes, and we've still got another 32 minutes to go. You can just see Abbas so close to the rear of the cars. Lady Oscar sets the first 205. Oh, the race at 205.97 something. 205.97, that's close enough. Gon's also catching up to the rear of Hoove and a Groove on the move as well. Definitely going to be within the slipstream. On the rear of the Penguin Aficionados car of Hoove and a Groove on the move. This will be for 11th place. Darkus is also starting to close that gap to Sheba as well. As down the inside of turn 1, are they going to get through without contact? That will be the question. side by side. A lot of racing room being given there by Hoove in a groove on the move. Hoove has conceded a position. He's now going to be opened up by Abbas there, who goes off track. Oh, manages to keep it on as they go through Barbecue. We're watching this from the rear of Gonz's machine. But Hoove has apparently stayed ahead, but I think they're going to be side by side through the long downhill right-hander. Not quite. Abbas getting a lock-up on the front right. Hoove holding the position for now, however, there is still a couple of corners. There's been quite a big divide of how drivers have been managing the S's here, as now they're side by side as they head through the S's. Very much side by side, in fact. Hoove taking a wider line there. Is he going to be able to make it back? No, he's not. Abbas there moving up into 12th place against Hoove in a groove on the move, who drops back down now to 13th position. Trev Hummer has made the move on deep cuts. They seem to have had contact through the S's there. We just caught the look of Trev Hummer having taken to the sand. Not sure if that was avoiding action for a spin from deep cuts or not. Now we're Nopley, who's chasing the rear off Cameron Winters. 6.5 tenths around that margin between himself and Cameron Winters. The two cars you're looking out for is the, what I'm going to call lime green car, but other people might call yellow car of Nopley, and the blue Danoka car of Cameron Winters. Oh, this is quite a big lock-up from Nopley into the first corner. However, he has gone quicker. He has made up the gap between himself and Cameron Winters again through turn 1. Now as they head up through Barbecue, look, just over half a second is the gap between the two. Now about 6 tenths, but it will come down. The intermediates being the there and then. Sometimes might work, as we're going to just quickly switch back here and watch Ed Costetta, who both him and Darkest have stayed out. Head up the inside of Barbecue on Trans Bacon is there. Ed Costetta moving up into 14th. We've got 28 minutes, 45 seconds just over to make moves up the grid. So too does Darkest, who's currently holding 10th. Ed Costetta being 1.5 seconds now. That's falling down between himself and Hoove in the groove on the move in the groove. We're now going to switch back up to Nopley on Cameron Winters as well. Automated Luxury just behind in the mix as well, just over a second behind, in fact. Now head through the final corner, side by side. I've just been letting this battle happen. Oh, there's some contact. Cameron Winters slows down a bit too much. Ed Luxury gets past Cameron Winters as well. I'm not sure what happened there. But Ed Costetta back further as well. Has moved up into 13th place now with Ihababas. Ow, just bit the side of my mouth. Oh, ow. Oh, it's Automated Luxury is up here on Nopley now for 6th place. Cameron Winters just behind as well. Automated Luxury, 2.5 seconds. Sorry, not 2.5 seconds, 2 tenths. 2.5 tenths. Sorry, Abbas further back as well has made a move on Gons for now. They head through the long downhill right-hander. Sorry, it's bleeding. I'm gonna have to go and sort this out first. And I have returned with my with my amazing voice. Sorry for that little bit of absence there. That was really, that was actually quite horrible. I was sat here talking and I've got this really like strong irony taste in my mouth, and sort of, you know, put my finger in there, have a look, like have a feel, and then it was like, ah, that's human jam. That's not meant to be there. So Ed Costello sending the fastest through the speed trap at 193.4 kilometers an hour with a scored beat of 1 kilometer an hour. So yeah, quite a good win there. Ed Costello now chasing the rear of Abbas, who was about 2 seconds faster in the last lap. Here is now they run through the kink towards the first corner. Your top three, as it stands, is Lady Oscar, Suicide the Cookie, and Mill. Updates on Darkest and Ed. Darkest is in 9th, Ed Costello is in 11th. So not a great day for the first and second in the championship. Is going to give Mill an amazing chance to catch up in the standings as well. If he can retain third, if he could get second, even better. If he could get first, even better yet. Look down, 16 minutes left on the clock today. Ed Costello is side by side with Abbas through the right-hander. And Abbas has noticed that Ed Costello was there. Ed Costello through at the S's. Oh, it still looks side by side. It is side by side. Jam's calling me a twat once again. Ed Costello getting through at the S's. So that's Ed Costello moving up into 10th position now. 5.8 seconds between himself and Darkius. Yeah, I don't get why auto mods you, because I've turned it off. Like, it's literally, like, entirely turned off. No, I've had a bit of a swirl with some Listerine. Spat out whatever was sort of in there. And it stopped, so I just gotta hope it doesn't open again. If it does, you'll tell, because I'll run away again. Which is great. Now we're with Sheba. Okay, my ACTV info thing is just giving up. Sheba there, side by side, Trans Baconist. Still side by side as they head through the second to last corner. Sheba moving ahead into 15th. Trans Baconist dropping down to 16th now. Is there going to be a move into the final corner? No, there's not. Sheba staying in the lead of the battle just ahead there. We're going to now move up to Subnai. Currently running in 2.1 second gap between himself. Sorry, 11 second gap between himself and Abbas. 2.1 second gap between Gons and Subnai. Well, your current running order is in the lead of the race is Lady Oscar in first, followed by Suicide Cookie. You can see just behind, just over 2 seconds separating the two drivers. There could be a battle here for the lead in the coming laps. We'll keep our eye on that. In third, you have Milt, the actual penguin Virtuosos that turns up. I really need to stop sending. I really need to stop firing shots at York. York's actually quite a nice person. In fourth is Chris Bessie, 7 for the Penguin Aficionados team. 5th is Jacob the Snack for Spectre Racing. 6th is Nopley, 1.2 second gap now separating himself and Nopley. And 7th is Ormed Lottery. 8th is Cameron Winters. 9th is Darkest, who's trying to catch up. After that, it was either that 1 or 2 incident where Ed Costello down in 10th now, actually chasing the rear of Darkest. Another battle I think to keep up with is now going to run up and look at the battle for 6th place. Not there going 195.9 kilometers an hour with a record of 1 kilometer an hour. So I think the speed trap thing might be a tiny bit broken as they run down to turn 1. Ironic but slofty enough. Oh, Jammer. With 12.5 minutes left on the clock, 6.5 temps. About between Nopley and Jacob the Snack. We're going to continue going down the order. And 11th is Hababas, the standing driver for Trainboy 2005 day running 11th. In 12th is Sub9. 13th is Gons, standing driver for Hank this evening. 14th is Hoover and Groove on the Move in the Groove. 15th is Sheba. 16th is Transveganist. 17th is Deep Cuts. And rounding off the grid is Trev Hummer, who's off the track at the S's. Well, and 19th and the only retiree from the race is Electra Sloth. The one time I switched to Trev, he's off the circuit. Sheba has made a move. Hoove has made a move against Sheba. Someone's made a move. It's either Sheba or Hoove in a groove on the move, in a groove, in a groove on the move, in a groove, and it's Hoove. I sort of lost where I was going with that one there for a few minutes, and now we're with Nobley still chasing the rear of Jacob the Snack. 11 minutes, 20 seconds just gone. Remaining, keep in mind, however, that it's only finished once the leader crosses the start finish line with 0 seconds left on the clock. Lady Oscar saying the first lap of 205.531. Well, Notley now very close, just over 4/10, separating himself from Jacob the Snack. 186.5 kilometers an hour through the speed trap, so might be an interesting one. They run down now towards the kink and also turn 1. I'm not passing the kink as turn 1. But the outside goes Notley here at turn 1. Jacob the Snack's going to defend the inside. A big lock up there for Jacob the Snack. Notley trying to make a move around the outside and get the switch back, but not quite. As they now head up towards Barbecue. Side by side, Notley's taking the inside line. Oh, so close to contact there through Barbecue. Jacob the Snack is staying ahead for now. However, Notley is very close to the rear of that car, and he is going to be hungry for the position. This is the battle for 5th. As well, keep in mind, if they slow each other up too much, Automated Luxury might get in the mix as well. Further down the grid, you have Darkest making moves against Cameron Winters, half a second, 4 tenths. It's starting to come down very thick and fast. Also, if people are wondering, my Discord still hasn't reconnected, so let's hope that reconnects in the next 10 minutes to get some driver interviews. If it doesn't, I will give it a couple of minutes and hope, but it might not. Oh, Jacob the Snack going wide and taking a bit of grass there. They head through the hairpinny top of the hilly bit. Now on the run downhill towards the start of Sector 3, the final sector. Darkest as well has made a move on Cameron Winters for 8th place. Ed Costello will now have to navigate his teammate if he can close up the 7-second gap in 9 minutes. It's a tall order, I think, but it might happen because that gap is already starting to close quite quickly. However, Ed Costello is going to want to finish ahead of Darkest, because keep in mind this will be for the lead of the championship between those two. Milt might be getting very close as well in the championship further down as through the final corner. A big lock up from both drivers. Whoa, it's so close now. They're side by side as they head down the start finish straight. Jacob the Snack apparently still getting position, but we'll see how it goes through the kink. We'll have a look and see how it works here as through the kink. Jacob the Snack's going to get the fuzz line through the kink. However, Notley's going to have the inside of the first corner. Or is he side by side? Let's have a look. Is there going to be contact? No, there's not. There's still side by side. Jacob the Snack getting the inside line now through the chicane. So close. Notley heads off circuit to avoid a collision with Jacob the Snack, who stays ahead through Barbecue there. So Jacob the Snack is now ahead. But also in the mix behind, you can see Automated Luxury has joined in as well. I even said it. They don't want to slow each other up too much, as Automated Luxury will join in as well. And there he is. He has joined in. Indeed, half a second separating himself from Notley. Now 6 tenths as Notley takes a little bit of grass on the rear right tyre. So now head through the S's. This is the bit that the camera doesn't like watching, because I go out there to see how much they get the back out through the second bit. of the S's. It's a free car battle. Your top three still Lady Oscar, Suicidal Cookie, and Milk. I think that might be the way it will stay. However, there is still 7 minutes 10 seconds left on the clock, so we'll have a look now. Notley is going to have the slipstream on Jacob the Snack. However, is he going to make an attempt into the downhill right-hander? Let's have a look. I think he might want to be having a go. He's taking a deeper line. I think it might have had to back out of it against Jacob the Snack, but now the gap is 2 tenths. The gap between himself and Not Made Luxury has also closed up a little bit there. More curb being taken by Jacob the Snack as opposed to Notley. However, it seems that he gets very close through the final corner. We're actually getting a lock up there. You can hear the front left tyre scrubbing on the tarmac as further down, Transbakenist has made a move against Hoove in the Groove on the move. It's Groove in the Hoove on the move. I really screwed that rhyme up. I'm not Eminem, as they are side by side as they head down the hill into the left-hander. As Transvaganist has gotten the position for now. However, is Hoove going to have the attempt into the right-hander? Hoove's going a bit deeper, but doesn't make it work. Not yet, at least. The gap as well up ahead for the battle for fifth has now dropped to seconds. I think Notley might have had some issues there. Transvaganist taking a lot of curve through the second to last corner. That might come back and bite him. With just over 5 minutes left on the race time, we're now getting the rear view from Transbakenist, who's definitely close enough in the draft to maybe think of a move. However, as Transbakenist there gets a Hoove up the rear end into the first corner, Hoove does wait. However, Shiva, who wasn't involved in the incident, takes, you know, the quick, oi, oi, I'll have that, thank you very much, oi, oi. So, in reality, Transbakenist has lost position, Hoove has lost 3. In fact, no, he's lost 2, sorry. Has he lost 3 or 2? Oh, I don't know, I'm not... I think he's lost 3, actually. That's definitely going to be something for Transbakenist maybe to have a look at. But still, it just looks like Hoove outbroke himself into the corner, though, to me, from the outside view anyway. He did stop, which is always something good, that there is the sportsmanship there from all the drivers up and down the grid, that if they are at fault, 9 times out of 10 they will stop, so they don't concede the position. However, in racing, both virtual and real, collisions will happen, mistakes will occur. And I think that might have just been one of those times where a mistake has happened and a mistake has occurred. There is always post-race stewarding, which gets looked at very deeply by a good team of stewards, in fact. And penalties are dished out accordingly, so keep that in mind. The results I give are only provisional, as tickets could happen at the end of the race. I believe drivers get a 24-hour period to put in any tickets that might occur. Now, as Transbakenist is side by side with Deep Cuts through second to last corner, Deep Cuts close up a little bit. Three and a half minutes remaining. Lady Oscar, how far is Lady Oscar? So I think it's going to be 2 laps, maybe 3 laps left. I think it's going to be 3 laps, in fact, due to where Lady Oscar is. Lady Oscar having had quite a good lead of this race throughout the entire thing. Bad luck further down the grid for the first and second in the championship. This is definitely going to be a race that they would have wanted to forget, because keep in mind this is round 4 out of 10, so there are still 6 more races to make up any lost ground that might have been. The next race will be taking us to Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. That's definitely going to be a very impactful race, I think. Monaco being a track that's stresses the drivers infinitely up and down the grid. Stresses the drivers, stresses the track as well. You need the perfect mix of driver and track while you need to push at Monaco to obviously make sure that it is a race. The overtaking places are small, and a good defence could see overtaking places become non-existent throughout the entire lap. As you see, Transbacon is going very deep, and Deep Cuts make his move into 15th place. Further up the grid now, we're back with Notley, who's still chasing Jacob the Snack. Both drivers pulled a very good gap. 2 Automated Luxury just behind in 7th. 3.5 seconds just under. Darkest is also bearing down on the rear of Automated Luxury. However, 1 minute and 29 seconds left on the clock. I think there'll be one more lap after this. Let's get a quick look. Yeah, there will be one more lap after this. We're not on the final lap as yet. I've got a very long message there. Just under 6 tenths between Notley and Jacob the Snack. Very close as Lady Oscar has gone on to start the final lap. So this will be the final lap. Could it be a last minute move from Notley to take 6th place? It could be. Through the speed trap, 193.7 with the target of 1 kilometre an hour to beat. Have a look now towards the first corner. No move as yet. 6 tenths separating the 2 drivers up and down the grid. Just behind as well, Ed Costedda's on the rear of his teammate. Now, I'm not sure what might be said here. Cameron Winters definitely, I don't think Cameron Winters will give up the position easily. However, keep in mind that Ed Costedda will be wanting to be as close to Darkest as possible. In terms of finishing position, as there's a Trev Hummer heading off the circuit through Barbecue. As side by side now, Ed Costedda and Cameron Winters. Notley has made the move on Jacob the Snack as well for 5th. Oh, Cameron Winters staying behind, staying ahead just now. Let's have a look. It's Dinoco on Dinoco. One of them has more damage than the other, I believe. Ed Costedda taking a bit too much curve there as now they head on the run. UDS's Dargios have made a move on Automated Luxury as well, edging himself further and further away from Ed Costedda in the championship standings after today's race. Still side by side 3S's. Ed Costedda will have to make this move on Cameron Winters. It is the 2 teammates. They are duking it out here for 9th position as now they head downhill. Lady Oscar comes through to take the win of the race as well. They now head downhill through left-hander. Side by side now, Ed Costedda's going to go down the inside of the right-hander. Is he going to make the move stick? No, it looks like he has the rear of the car out a bit too much. Feels like a cookie comes through to take 2nd. Cameron Winters still ahead of Ed Costedda as they head through the final corner. Ed Costedda pulls up into 9th position against Cameron Winters, who tries to go up the inside of his teammate as well, almost making contact. So across the line comes Ed Costedda to take 9th position. Cameron Winters slowing into 10th. Trev Hummer taking 18th just behind as well. What a race! There's also comes through Iham Abbas across the start finish line, and now just waiting on Sub 9. The other drivers, here comes Sub 9. So your race results, as they are provisional, is Lady Oscar, Suicidal Cookie, Milt, Chris Bessie 7, Jake of the Snack, Notley, Darkius, Automated Lottery, Ed Costetta, Cameron Winters, Ibrahim Abbas, Subnai, Golden, Sheba, Deep Cuts, Transbaconist, Hoove, and Trev Hummer, with Letra Sloth not managing to finish today's race after a collision. Let's see if Discord has come back. Short answer is on my phone, yes. As on my PC, however, no. Relaunching it. No. Okay, so for the final time, your race classification provisional is: in first was Lady Oscar, second was Suicidal Cookie, third was Melt, fourth was Chris SC7, fifth was Jake the Snack, sixth was Notley, seventh was Delicus, eighth was Automated Lottery, ninth was Ed Casetta, 10th was Cameron Winters, 11th was Abbas, 12th was Subknife, 13th was Goldens or Rob Phillips, 14th was Sheba, 15th was Deep Cuts, 16th was Transbaconist, 17th was Hoove, and 18th was Trev Hummer. I think after that race, we're going to need quite a long cooldown period. Definitely some dramas, some great battles as well, apparently, that I missed while attending to my mouth that decided it was a great time to excrete human jam. So from me and everyone at Raising Pals, and his driver interviews won't be happening tonight because thanks Discord for being very esports ready. In come the two penguins teams of Milt and Lady Oscar there. Lady Oscar taking a victory, Milt taking a podium, so it's penguins on the podium all round, with Suicidal Cookie taking second. Definitely a result I think they're going to be happy with tonight. So from me and everyone at Raising Pals, from the virtual raceway version of Kyalami in Assetto Corsa, I've been Husky. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel for both more of the Skip Barber Championship, 6 more races left in this series as well. The Assetto Corsa Competizione League will be starting soon as well. I've been Husky, thank you for watching, and goodbye.